Hi guys, and welcome back to Softly with Teeth. This is like the third part of the series that I've done. It's still just the demo, but I really want to finish this, so let's get going. I don't know how to say the beginning of my intros. Let's get this started. Cut up by a certified posh alley doctor then. Maybe my organs will go to people on the actual list. So she is taken to this house because she saw a vampire eating, and she's injured, and she's not injured because of the vampire bite. They're just like, hey, what, you got a scratch? Yeah, we'll take you to this really secluded place. Okay. The car trunk hasn't bumped once. Forrest is there to help me once the others clear out the car, weary expression shifting to a carefully reassuring smile. Here, let me help you to the door. We'll find some ice for that ankle. It's so mean. I'm getting iced. He looks more tired than convinced. Suit yourself. To try and show him, I scoot on out and promptly almost faceplant onto the asphalt. If it's not too late to take you up on your offer, I got you, bro. Come on. Despite the calluses, his hand is warm when I take it into mine. It's warmer still when he hefts me up. I feel like I'm getting carried through my own funeral procession as we head up the driveway. He still has to set me down by the doorsteps to go back and haul the body out of the truck, though. I could scream right now. Literally. It could be smart. A place this wealthy probably has cameras everywhere. I just said that. If they have to murder me, then they'd have the footage. I can't read! Probably. Or I could give them the old 1-2. A punch to the neck and 2 kicks to the knees and run. Who cares that it's a crippled 1 versus 4? Sure, I didn't do it earlier when I would have been smarter, but I had the time to sit and rest and think. There's a skip in Yvonne's step as she goes up and knocks on the door. Ooh, that's a cutie. I'm not gonna lie, I like that. I like this one. A stone-faced man answers the door and, dear Lord, is that a pumpkin sweater? I'm living for him. And a candy bowl? A nice one. Actually, he's easy on the eyes when you get past the costume. Definitely worse ways to go. I'm still waiting for the panic to sink in properly, really. Hot certified posh alley doctor. Oof. Nice. Yvonne steps to the side and jazz hands at the maybe hopefully not corpse flopped over on Forrest's shoulder as she chimes. Trick or treat! The man's face doesn't even twitch. You seem to be confused. The homeowner gives out the treats. Never mind. Quickly before anyone sees. God, why would he call it treats? God. They are all so pretty. I really want to cosplay them. Yvonne drags me in while I try to remember prayers. I limp in with the others, taking a step to the side only when Forrest tries to clear the way for the probably not a corpse. The house feels bigger on the inside, but still kind of cozy. It's tidy with plush-looking chairs and couches and a metric ton of books. The fireplace isn't on, but I can hear someone bubbling from somewhere. Something. And the air is tinted sweet with cinnamon. I'm suddenly glad I had to deal with glitter hell while I made my costume. It got everywhere. Proof that I was here, even when they wash off all the blood from their pretty-looking hardwood. I can already imagine the script for the Forensic Folders episode. They end up taking the girl out of sight from where Yvonne sits me in the living room, on one of the definitely comfy couches. I feel like I could sink into it entirely. 1 second. She makes sure I'm not going to fall off before she stands, petting my shoulder. She flounces off with a swish of her petal skirt before I can get a word in edgewise. Forrest is still in the other room with the doctor, and Yvonne's gone too now. That just leaves me with Sebastian and Madison. They're closer to the door than I am, and I'm not sure I could figure out the window latches in time. I pinch glitter off my quiver and sprinkle it where I sit as I think of what I can do. Some of the books are pretty hefty. The lamp, maybe. If only my phone weren't dead. I mean, I guess I could still chuck it at someone. People have beaten alligators to death with oranges, right? I don't know if that's true. This probably wouldn't be too different. I hear the clatter of ice, the clink of plates, and the click of Giovanni's heels before she enters the living room proper. There's a mug in one hand, cookies wrapped in a napkin in the other, and a zip bag of ice nestled in the crook of her elbow. She plops the ice bag on my ankle and then offers me the delicacies. Bits of sugar usually helps with pain. Huh? Thanks, Giovanni. She grins. Of course, darling. Just let me know if you need anything else. I don't get it. I'm not gonna be mean. I mean, it's like they haven't really done anything to me. And honestly, I'm not the kind of person who's gonna say no to, like, cookies. So, there you go. I don't get any. If you wanted a sprained ankle, I'd be happy to give you one. Haha. The hot chocolate smells delicious, and the cookies look nice enough, but I wasn't born yesterday. He still has cookies left? Madison perks up when she notices what I'm holding. She bounces off into the kitchen and returns holding the golden treat over her head like a trophy and holding her own mug with her other hand. A chipped pink one with kittens on it. Aww! Nice! Madison trots over and offers me another cookie, and already nibbling on one herself. She brushes a crumb away from the corner of her mouth before she speaks up. Here, have another one. He doesn't always get the chance to make these. Oh, thanks. Compensation for the good luck earlier. Aw, you see? They're so good to you! What the hell? I'm not gonna be mean to them. Sucks, I ran out. Had to have a decent amount if you still got these cookies out of them. I mean, she's eating one, so if I'm careful, a little taste shouldn't hurt. There's no jam or sprinkles. How hard is it to poison someone baked anyway? I take a nibble and... Wow. Wow! Alright, not a bad final meal after all. I'm still not touching the drink though. Madison ignores the face I make at my mug and focuses on her own. I can hear a clock ticking quietly, but I don't pay much attention. It doesn't take too much longer for Forrest and the man to return. There doesn't seem to be any extra blood on either of them. The bleeding stopped, and fortunately not from exsanguination. She should recover. But only because you got here when you did. I feel myself sighing a distant sort of relief. I don't think I'm the only one. Everyone turns their head to look at Forrest. Forrest reddens, rubbing the back of his neck. Again, sorry, Doc. Uh-huh. The doctor turns to face me, and I stiffen up. Ah, and you seem awfully calm for someone who almost witnessed a murder. I officially give up on trying. I transcended fear and skipped straight to a sentence. She's, gonna be okay though, right? I think my voice went up a few octaves there. He eyes me for a moment and then nods, and dear God, he can do something other than look murderous because he laughs. Given rest, fluids, a few days' time, yeah. He's so cute! What the hell? I'm told you injured yourself, your ankle? And that you worsened it by trying to walk on it? I mean, I don't think you can blame me for that. One eyebrow arches. I will forgive your assumptions, considering that you've only just made my acquaintance. He pauses. Or hadn't yet, in fact. Permit me to rectify that error. I am Dr. Alexander Bernard. And you are? Diana Sawyer, D for short. A pleasure. Now, Miss Sawyer, shall I take a look at your ankle? We can decide where to go from there. I mean, we don't have to go further past looking at my ankle. I mean, we really don't. He blinks at me with an expression as bland as his sweater isn't. I'm afraid that's not an option we can allow, considering what you've witnessed. You understand, of course. I don't think I do, buddy. Now, if we may, have a moment of privacy. He shoots a look over his shoulder that sends the party quadrants evacuating into the kitchen. I'm sure there are more flexibility than you're thinking, really. You really don't have to, you know, cross any lines. You don't have to. I like to think I'm a pretty quiet person. Great secret keeper. It looks like I lied about transcending fear because the panic really sets in now and it makes me vibrate. So there's like no need to fix ice or to ice or fix or kill me or anything. I know I'm still young and all, but trust me, I really don't get out much and my channel is only about like makeup and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I'm hoping to branch out a little to maybe DIY or traveling or gardening or something later in the year, but the latter might be a little tough. What with the whole dorm thing, although I'm looking into one of those community garden things, and I know fertilizer is important and all, but I'd rather be the one using it rather than being it. And he takes my hand, and dear God, he's like twice my size. He could tear me in half easier than Forrest. He's so good looking. Except no, he's simply holding my hand in one of his giant bear paws and patting it with the other. Diana, please, no one's going to kill you. They simply brought you here so I could look at your ankle. Why is it? Which is why Sebastian flashed his fangs at me, right? And why they kidnapped me? Well, they technically didn't. If you start arguing about the semantics of what constitutes a abduction with me, I swear to God, I won't. Good. Look, you seem nice, and I appreciate that you looked at my ankle for me. But I want this night to be over, so I can pretend like it never happened. Well, that could be arranged. Once your ankle's bandaged, there could be a minor procedure with your consent. Define minor. Local anesthetic at most, minimal recovery time, unlikely to scar, and little to no pain once the anesthetic wears off. You won't remember a thing. Let me guess, 2 needles withdrawal of extraneous fluids? I take this is not your first procedure of this kind then. I could feel something inside me stir dreadfully. Just a little bit. But I don't bite the bait just yet. Something like that, so that's something. Not exactly the peak of taboo sexiness is what I want to say, but I bite my tongue. He sighs and sits down on the end of the couch, careful of my ankle. He actually repositions the ice bag a little before he continues. Quite. In the end, it is your decision whether or not you should choose to proceed with this procedure. Neither I nor the others will press you if you should not decide not to. That's a pretty big promise saying they won't. They all came here even if they weren't directly involved, correct? I know that they're all assuredly acted less than wisely, but there are still implications that we all want to avoid. The matter of the fact remains, however, that you have seen something that you may be uncomfortable with recalling now or at later dates. Yeah, I've seen lots of things I'm uncomfortable with. This is next level discomfort. And you all trust me to just walk? Do you think sharing your experience with a vampire in Halloween is particularly believable? Especially since you haven't been harmed by anyone? Anyways, it's only fair I put the option out there since you mentioned it. The easiest, quickest, and most importantly safest way to ensure you can return to your normal life is by a psychological effect of a bite. What the fuck? You can't just hit me over the head with a bat or something. We could, but that'd be remarkably more unpleasant than what I'm suggesting. It's a mechanism I still don't quite understand, despite a lot of study, but it is a perfectly reliable and, when administered in a clinical setting, perfectly safe. I'm not sure whether to be annoyed or not about the fact that he's giving me all this information when it's not exactly helping at all. Ignorance really is bliss. Well, alright then. I mean, really, what else can I say? He gives my foot a little pat. I feel that the right decision is to have the procedure done. Tomorrow you'll wake up safe in your bed and simply remember having a bit too much to drink at the party. And there'll be treats and infinite belly rubs and squirrels to chase, I'm sure. I haven't forgotten the almost corpse Forrest just hauled in there. But again, this is your decision to make. We won't stop you. I swallow. Can I have a minute? Certainly. Thanks. Once he leaves into the kitchen, I pull my leg back, wincing when the throbbing returns. I ease myself onto my feet and shuffle out of the window, leaning my shoulder on the wall for support. In the corner of my eye, I catch the others peeking out of the kitchen, but no one makes a sound. I didn't mean to be so curt with him. But then again, I didn't mean to do a lot of what happened tonight. I didn't want for any of this to happen. I just wanted to go out. I just wanted something to change and to have fun, and honestly, I just embarrassed myself all night, and I was lucky enough to walk in on a vampire who apparently was just downing his own thing until I accidentally made him almost decapitate a woman. Decapitate. There you go. I didn't mean for any of this to happen, and now what? My vision feels tight and my hands won't stop shaking, but I can't let them see. I won't. Whatever issue they have has nothing to do with me. If nothing else, I have control over at least that much. And I'll own it. Because really, I just want to go home. Although, even then, Madison's just going to be there. All this time, I thought she didn't trust me, and now I have to sleep with one eye open. Who knows when she'll get hungry? Are you okay? Get the fuck away from me! I don't need to turn and look to see who it is. I don't want to upset you, but I think we need to talk. Yeah, well, I'm not here to listen to you. Go away. I don't like this any more than you do, but we can't just not eat. Oh yeah, like that's supposed to make me feel better. I know it won't. Trust me, I've tried, but it isn't that easy. Just everyone has to eat. Are you seriously trying to guilt trip me right now? Is that all you see us as? Food? And you expect me to feel bad about what happened to you tonight? I turn towards the kitchen. None of them will look at me. You were just using me. You're just using people. I cross my arms over my chest, biting my tongue to keep the rest of my anger in. I can yell at them all I want. I can scream and cry and throw a tantrum, and this whole situation is fucked, and the best thing to do is keep a lid on my emotions. I'm not giving them the satisfaction of unleashing a side of myself I won't even remember. I just wanted to have fun. I thought I was going to have a safe night. But no, of course not. Now we're here. I have to stop. I force myself to take a shuddery breath. Pull it together. Now's not the time, okay? Okay. I just want to go home. Dr. Bernard peeks back into the room, frowning before he makes his way over to offer me an arm. I push it away. I'm fine. I'm ready. And your decision? I don't hesitate. The bite, of course. You say you recommend it, right? Why wouldn't I listen to the professional? The sooner this happens, the sooner I can wake up and pretend this was all just a dream. Madison's my roommate, and at the end of the day, I'd rather not remember that she knows, that. The sooner this bite happens, the sooner I can forget this night ever happened. Let's just get this over with. The sooner this happens, the sooner I can wake up and pretend this is all just a dream. One moment then. I'm expecting fangs in my neck at the word go, but instead he vanishes into the kitchen and pops right back out, carrying a handful of different bandages that he starts fiddling with. Take notes of how these are wrapped. You'll want to keep your weight off your ankle for a few days. Then ensure it's still supported for at least a week after that. Is it going to matter when you wipe my mind with your teeth or something? A fair point. My apologies, it was out of habit. I'll have Madison write the instructions down for you. I watch him go on and at least try to pay attention to what he's saying and doing, but honestly, it's not hard for my mind to wander. To prep itself, for the inevitable. God, I can't believe my last video is a shitty gimmick one. I know my next batch were gonna be gimmick ones too because of the holidays and all, but at least it would be special Christmas packaging that's all cute and smells like gingerbread. I was really looking forward to seeing if this year's limited edition stuff was actually decent, unlike last year's collective nightmare, and I've been complaining so much, but how could I not? How could I be feeling bad about that, about all of this? Miss Sawyer, Diana? Miss Sawyer, Diana? Yeah. And as I was saying, if it's any consolation, I was informed that Forrest was hoping to catch up with you at another time. Hopefully you have a better time in the future. You're kidding, right? This entire night has been an actual living hell. And what makes you feel so strongly? Huh? Let's just walk through some of the highlights of this evening, shall we? Let's see. I embarrassed myself in the first 5 minutes at the party. I broke my heels, lost them, embarrassed myself again. Found out the only people interested in me tonight were, looking for a light to dinner. Oh, let's not forget that I accidentally happened upon an almost murder. Or, oh gosh, how about the fact that no one listened to me when I was trying to report you and your sketchy little friends to the authorities and... Miss Sawyer, thank you for treating my ankle. You're welcome. But if any of them come near me again, I swear I'll remember on some subconscious level to tell them to fuck off. I see my vision blur and oh god, I couldn't have gotten this over with in the car. I try to be subtle when I rub at the corner of my eyes, but I think he catches me when I hiccup. It has been a stressful evening, hasn't it? I can't believe Robin trusted you all. I can't believe you lied to him and to me. Who, Robin? He had his heart in the right place, but it's not as though the others lied to him. They took you to the legitimate doctor who could see to you immediate, unlike the emergency rooms, given the likely flood any hospital is going to have tonight. One who wouldn't also write you off as under the influence when you describe a vampire attempting to murder someone in the bathroom, Halloween or not. His tone becomes serious but not harsh. That doesn't matter. If he didn't push me into the car, didn't push me to go to a stupid party, I could have been home. He pats my hand. The party was... Truthfully, you should have simply had a pleasant time and gotten to go home, none of this wiser to all of this. Either other non-supernatural attendee this evening will. This was the result of an unpredicted run of terrible luck on everyone's part. His deadpan breaks into a stern little frown. And yes, you could have gone home, but instead you're here with actual care, which will ensure you heal properly. I wouldn't need care if he... I couldn't have made it if he didn't... I sound stuffed up to hell. I feel so bad for her. I don't even freaking blame her. She just wanted a... I don't blame her. She just wanted to have a good time. And... I don't know. I just feel like it's messed up. I sound stuffed up to hell. The jig is totally up. Who am I kidding? What was I thinking? You know as well as I do that that isn't true. What would you even tell the authorities if Robin let you leave as you were? I'd consider if nothing short of a miracle if you managed to escape the house on a near broken ankle. You understand? Just because I understand doesn't mean I have to like it. And I won't. There's no fixing the utter mess that tonight's been. The doctor's pretty much been the only saving grace of this entire mess, and even then, just... He looks at me silently and inclines his head in a wordless question that I try to scrap up an answer to. I get full and blubbering instead, my chest heaving as I bawl like a kid. I don't even want to think about my makeup. The doctor pats my arm. After a moment, I hear fabric shift as he moves away. His footsteps echo in the suddenly too large room after he leaves. My hands turn into fists, but I'm breathing. I'm alive. My ankle feels better, and at least I'm not... I think about the poor nurse laid out on the table, probably arranged some kind of dessert platter. I'm not a patient. A meal. Or what happened if I didn't catch them in the act? I sniffle. I know, but don't. If I could just give her a moment. I barely catch the conversations happening outside of the room between my choked sobs and the shallow breathing of that poor girl. He comes back eventually, once I've gotten the worst over with, with more food in hand. I want to go home. You will. In a box, Maybe several. Part of my mind adds on reflex. I'm too tired to cringe about it by this point. He sets a new plate of cookies in another steamy mug beside me, but neither one of us make a move for a snack. I'm not hungry. Okay. I'm a little hungry, but I won't give him the satisfaction of knowing those cookies gave me a reason to live for all of 5 seconds. He gives it a good moment's pause before he takes one. The hot chocolate is best when hot, you know. I've heard. I carefully pick it up and eye the marshmallow ghost in it. Whatever. What's in the drink doesn't matter if I'm going to end up unconscious anyway. I take a grudging sip. Or 5. Maybe dunk a cookie in it even. We sit in silence for a couple of minutes as I work at my drink. I can hear the group murmuring in the kitchen, but nothing I can make out. Too sweet? I ran out of my usual mix. Oh no, it's fine. I'm just thinking. You've been very informative and helpful. It's the least that can be done in the wake of what's happened. I look at the half-full mug and swirl it around a little. My face twists for a second. I think it's sort of funny, I guess. I figure the girl Forrest had in the bathroom wasn't given the entire explanation before her throat got torn out. It's really gross when you think about it, preying on people who don't get a say in it. Asking tends to make the situation worse, unfortunately. Or, on the other hand, the lack of consent is an issue that currently is being worked on, if not quite successful yet. If there's a chance that you will consider associating with the others afterwards, you might notice a positive change a few months from now. Would I even notice if I don't remember? Just so. He sighs a heavy sigh. And as for the other young woman, what occurred to her was more of an exception than the rule, in truth. A bite usually only causes unconsciousness for a brief period of time, usually due to the change in blood pressure, along with the added property of memory loss due to the circumstances of it all. The wound itself usually heals in a few minutes because of those same circumstances. The doctor levels a look at me. However, the vampire isn't usually interrupted and moved forcefully during the procedure. Not locking the door was unwise action, yes, but they weren't the ones to swing it either. It takes a second to parse just it takes a second to parse what he actually means, but the guilt sinks in fast and hard when he does make my mouth dry. It wouldn't have mattered if they were biting in the first place. Perhaps, but someone could still have been hit simply by being in the wrong place at the wrong time. They could have fallen and hit their head on the sink. This time it handled, but just keep it in mind as a precaution for the future. Right, yeah, although it's not like tonight matters if I'm not gonna remember it anyway. It still matters, even if you're not in a way you intend. Whatever, are we actually doing this? Yes, I suppose so. You had to tilt your head up into the side a fair amount. Try not to clench up, it makes it hurt more. Alright. I tilt my head until I could feel the muscle pull in and shut my eyes. Does it really have to be the neck? Isn't the wrist enough or something? It'd certainly be more convenient if it were allowed, but the circumstances demand otherwise. Funny sets of circumstances. They must be, if they're the same, that allows memory modification to take place. I should be grateful, really. More than I am anyway. I'm getting out of this alive. In one piece. No one's tried to hurt me intentionally. Well, physically anyway. But I can't help the little twinge of disappointment. I'm dealing with the literal supernatural and I just feel like I'm at a normal doctor's appointment. For all the excitement of the night, was it really that fulfilling? Although, would it have been fulfilling if I got what I wanted and hooked up with some random either? Would anything work when I'm still me? So much for having things be different this time. The doctor bites down. It hurts. It really hurts, like a burning that starts at one point in my neck and shoots up and down as I bite down a curse. But the darkness I expect never comes. I definitely feel the 2 different trickles of blood start down my neck. I touched them and looked to see the red, just to be sure. But I have a feeling things didn't turn out like they were supposed to. Mostly because, well, I'm still conscious. The doctor pulls away quite for a moment. So, was this a kind of a fetish thing? Or, because, you know, not seeing a whole lot of magic happening? Well, that was supposed to work. The door slams open and Madison barges her way in. Giovanni following after her as they hone in on the doctor, who kind of just stands there. Confused. Probably more confused than he should be. Now I'm starting to question the state of the medical industry. Did you bite her? Well, yeah, obviously he did. What? You're still awake. Way to point out the obvious. So now what? This is so awkward. The doctor strokes his chin. Well, I'm afraid you have to stay a little longer. You understand. Seriously? Frustration bubbles up ugly inside of me, although not necessarily at the doctor's words. What was that all about? The one bit of romanticism I get all night, and I'm so messed up I can't even get that? All that crying and screaming for nothing? I made a fool of myself for nothing? I see red. And then I see white, burning even hotter, brighter, blinding as I feel my hands shake and hear screams that aren't my own, and not again. Not this time. Thanks for playing the devil. What the fuck? What happened? Oh my god, is she? Oh my god. Ah! Extra bonus routes have been unlocked. First bonus scene has been unlocked. Clicking again will take like... Fuck! Is she like special? Well, obviously she's special and go unconscious. But is she like special? Like special? Oh my god. I want to get with the doctor. Is that so wrong? Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the Softly with Teeth demo. I'm not quite sure when the game will come out. It is fully funded, but if it does come out anytime soon, I plan to play it. But thank you so much for joining me in Softly with Teeth. We finally finished the demo. It took quite a long time, but it was really nice. Usually I'm used to demos being about 20 minutes long, but lately I have been pleasantly surprised. I can't talk. I've been pleasantly surprised that a lot of the demos have been about a few hours long, and I do appreciate that in developers and, you know, what games we are getting. I don't know if that makes sense, but still, thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a good day, good night, and whatever the hell you're doing. Till next time, I'll see you guys in my next video and to my next live stream. Till next time, I'm repeating myself. Bye, Johnny. Till next time. I keep saying till next time. God damn it.